Hello friends, my name is Molly. Thank you so much for joining me for this video, and today I wanted to talk about purpose. I think this question hits us all once in a while. Is there some sort of path we are meant to follow? I think we are programmed to look for meaning. This is why I want to specifically explore the subject of your personal purpose and how to carve out your individual path on this journey and really make it your own. We all have a secret sauce to us, an essence that is uniquely yours. With more understanding and with more cultivation of that feeling, your life starts to be filled with more purpose, with more faith and hope. And I think this helps us to not just get through adversities easier, but also understand your place here and how to feel like you belong. As well as, of course, that gives you really unique and strong power to help others in a way that only you can do. And just adds that sprinkle of meaning to every day, as well as that laser of direction whenever I do need to take different steps. So this is why I think it's important to actively work on carving out that connection with your personal path. For this reason, I wanted to explore this subject with you guys, and I will also share some of the things that I feel like will be very helpful for you to start the action part and start working on actually trying to understand what is your path and how to carve it out for yourself. I think we can all agree that it's hard to think about this concept because it's so abstract and so grand, and it feels overwhelming. Like we're supposed to hear something right away when we ask ourselves that question, but it doesn't happen, so we feel lost. And it's also hard to look at other people and what other people are doing and feel our purpose because it's so unique to you that it is very difficult to do what works for other people. This is why we need to start that internal inquiry. I think one of the main ways you can help yourself to make it a little bit more comprehensible is to use a journal. Unless you're like Sherlock Holmes, I think there's a lot to connect, and pen and paper could be better tools to do that with. You can list out some things that you are specifically good at, things that other people compliment you on, things that come easier to you, as well as some of the things that you loved as a kid. Obviously, you might have not yet discovered specific things that you are necessarily good at, but starting to understand which skills and which qualities of yours you love exploring is a very good start to understand what do you innately enjoy and are gifted with. Some of the things that you truly feel charged by is a good way to scratch the surface. It's definitely just understanding what are the things that come easy to you and how can you cultivate future path on your talents as well. Other things that help you understand your internal direction and what your compass looks like is really digging into your values. And I think this is a very important subject that is worth exploring. There's so many things to value in this life. There's so many pillars that we could be leaning on, but for you there are some things that stand out more than the others, some things that feel like are non-negotiables. They have to be honored. And for me, for example, understanding what values I have and what they are really helped me to not sell myself. By recognizing them, you apply them more in your life and you have more of an opportunity to make sure those values are respected. We are adopting all of those layers of conditioning throughout our life that it is very easy to not know who we are. Even if we think that we know who we are, sometimes it's just a facade of everything that we're told and everything we're exposed to. And it is worth the work to wash off those layers slowly and see what's underneath. Who is that person without everything that you're told you're supposed to be, or everything that you're told is the ideal. It's not just understanding your kind of talents and things that come easy to you, but we also have to explore things that stand on the way, because things that we love will come up eventually. Maybe you haven't even stumbled onto something that feels like authentic to you, and that's okay. That's fine if you don't know where you're good at yet. The other major part that is worth exploring, the grease that stops the flow of your path, negative aspects that you would consider in yourself. Those are things like limiting beliefs. Someone told you at some point when you were a kid, when you were growing up, or in your adult life that you can do certain things. Some experiences made you feel like you're not good enough or what you can't do. All of those aspects that you just feel like you're inadequate in is something that is stopping you from discovering that freedom of being yourself. And another aspect is shadow work. This is something that has been so powerful and uncomfortable to do. Things that we deny about ourselves. At some points we were told that some of those things in us are not good qualities, that we should not be that way, and we start to believe that these things are not part of a good person and something that is lovable. When we see those things that we repress in us in other people, it usually feels like a cringe, usually feels like we really judge it, and this is a good indicator to understand what is lurking in those shadows. And the goal is not to eliminate those negative qualities, but to see them for what they are and accept them. Not to be cheesy, but giving them a hug. And when we recognize those shadows, when we recognize those things that we deem undesirable, and we give them that love and attention and accept them, we also create the ground for the other things to rise up and float up. Sometimes those shadows that we repress are actually holding a lot of our potential. And if you are blinded on so many ways and you just have so many restrictions who you can and cannot be, there's a very hard place to get that guidance from. And with shadow work and accepting those parts of us that we rejected for so long, you need to start practicing that love for yourself, that forgiveness, the grace for yourself. You have to become your true #1 supporter. You cannot start the action of doing things that are good for you, doing things that feel true to you. To do that, you need to respect yourself. You need to know that you deserve that. So I think by loving yourself and giving yourself that kindness, you develop that respect for yourself, that you deserve that path, you deserve that guidance. And by cultivating those beliefs that you're worthy will help you to get through the hardest part of discovering your path, which is the work and just constant daily awareness. I think this is one of the most challenging parts about discovering a path, to just cultivate that awareness, to constantly observe how you can apply all the things that you learn, how to stay true to yourself. And it doesn't have to be everything all at once. You can start with something small, something like a daily practice, maybe journaling every day, maybe reading every day, a book that teaches you to be more aware. I recently read this book, The Gifts of Imperfection by Brené Brown, and it really helped me to connect with a deeper place of worthiness within me. That purpose, that guide that holds your hand and leads you through life and helps you to understand which direction to take. That energy, that person is you. It lies within you. That guidance is already existing. And I think we all have that strength in us, that unmovable power that is your guide, that is your protector. And connecting with that and giving it space to grow and be itself and express itself in an unapologetic sort of way is so rewarding, is so refreshing. And I'm very excited for you to start tapping into your own power and start stepping onto your personal path, because honestly this is one of the coolest things you can do in this lifetime. Be yourself. And it may seem like a selfish desire, which it might be, but I truly believe that the world greatly benefits from you becoming yourself. Hey, editing Molly here. I just wanted to add that when I used to think about purpose, and I think when a lot of people think about purpose, there's an expectation of a goal, as sort of a word or a sentence that describes where we will get to eventually. I think purpose is a flow. I think purpose is the path that you're on. It is not a destination that you get to eventually. And thinking about purpose from that perspective as the way you live your life, it definitely makes sense to put effort into making your purposeful decisions that connect with you deeper than what is acceptable or what you're used to doing. It does include a daily resistance that you have to put up with in order to carve out something unique that only you are able to understand at the moment. I think it doesn't make sense to view purpose as a destination or sort of an answer. I think it is a flow. I think it is our approach to every day. Where are we coming from with our actions? Where are we coming from with our words? And who is acting on your behalf? Is that something that you've been conditioned to be, or is that you? And I feel like that determines purposeful life for me. I'm just going to end this video with this quote. Don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and go do it. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. I can't wait to talk to you in the comments, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.